Good morning, everyone. Jeanette Barrow here. I'm a medium and a channeler, and welcome to your weekday daily card reading where we dive into the cards, see what's in store with a message from Spirit. I already got some jumpers here. I'm using a very old deck. This was actually the very first tarot deck that I bought. I believe it is Steampunk Tarot, and it is one that my guides encouraged me to get. I didn't want to get it. It's really dark. I like ones that are more colorful. It's just personal preference. But there was messages in this particular deck that were exactly what I needed to hear. And that's what happens. Our guides will lead us to certain oracle or tarot decks based on what they know is in the information, and the spin on it or the imagery will be what we need to hear. So I always encourage people to be really curious what you're led to and why. There might be something there. This deck literally fell off the shelf when I saw it. I had seen it online. Spirit was like, you need to get this deck. I didn't. I later went to Indigo and I saw it. I didn't want it, was looking around, and then finally it fell off the shelf on the floor. I said, okay, fine. And I remember when I first pulled it out of the box, 7 cards fell out. At the time, I didn't know how to read a 7-card spread. I didn't know what a King of Pentacles meant. I didn't know what the Tower card meant or anything. And the perfect 7-card spread that I needed to hear fell out. So all to say, Spirit really encouraged me to use this deck today. So I'm curious what messages are out. There's already one jumper. It's face down, so I don't know what it is yet. But I'm going to give this a bit of a shuffle and see why it is they wanted us to use this deck. And my friend Elise and I joke, we call this deck Scary Terry because Terry. And scary because it's the darker one, and we both like brighter decks, so it's lovingly known as the Scary Terry deck. So let's see. Oh, there's another 2 jumpers, 3 jumpers here. 4th jumper that flipped over. So I'm going to take that one first. So I have 3 that are face down, 1 that landed face up. Face up is the Emperor. Okay, so the Emperor is all about you sitting in your truth, you knowing who you are, masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. This is a position of power. This is a position of action. You're willing to take action. You're willing to stand your truth. You're not going to be swayed by anyone. You know where your truth is because you worked hard to get into this position. This position also really echoes the fact that you have found balance in your life. If you look at the triangles here, you have one facing up, one facing down. That's the harmony between above and below, masculine, feminine. It's balance and polarity. And by sitting on this throne, it's like this person carries that. So the jumper that is face up for the theme is you being in your position of power. This is where you currently sit, whether you realize it or not, is in this position of power. So let's see where this leads us. What do we have here? We have, oh, interesting. Ooh, I love this. Okay, so I'll show you all the cards and I'll break it down. So we have 7 of Pentacles, followed by the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the Moon card. So the reason why I say that I love this, this is beautiful. Because this all has to do with this eclipse gateway. I brought in a message yesterday, channeled by the guides, about kind of our experiences, the mental play on our physical bodies, and how we have to harmonize that because we're in the midst of this eclipse gateway where we had the solar eclipse and the new moon April 20th. We have the lunar eclipse on the full moon May 5th. That is what this moon card is about. This is really talking to us about the cycle happening right now that culminates with this moon. So in the meantime, what we're doing right now, 7 of Pentacles is really about choosing what it is you're wanting to focus your time on. You are the one right now building, mastering your skills, building the life you want, choosing what matters to you, choosing what to let go of, seeing how this manifests itself in your reality right now. You are the one doing the work, and the work that you're doing is leading you to 10 of Pentacles. This is really the everything card. This is happy life in 3D reality. On this card, they show marriage, pets, a child, finances, freedom, all of that, you're creating the life you desire. And so by you being really choosy of what it is you want with the Seven of Pentacles, this guy's standing back and he's thinking, which one do I want to focus on? Which is most important for me right now? Or what are the few that are most important for me right now? When you do this, you then create this Ten of Pentacles. And the reason why this was the jumper is because this Emperor is saying, you know where you sit. When you sit in that position of power and you get picky in a sense with what it is you're wanting to focus your time on, you then have a greater ability to create this Ten of Pentacles by the time the full moon comes around. You will see things coming to fruition. So the whole reveal may not happen, yet for some of you, it may totally happen. But within this cycle of the eclipse season, it's really about taking tangible 3D action in creating the reality you want. Meaning, if your body isn't feeling good, what can you do in a 3D way to change your body? How can you eat cleaner? How can you add a vitamin and mineral? Maybe you need to see a naturopath, whatever that may be. How can you deepen your relationships? Do you need to make more effort in calling people? Do you need to set a boundary somewhere? You know, how can you increase your financial situation? Do you have a new project you want to get up and running? Can you, whatever it might be, you sit in the position of control of making these things happen, and you're doing the work because you're already at the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is just asking you for refinement towards the goal that you want, because so much can be brought forward, clarity, maybe the actual manifestation of it, maybe the beginnings of it, maybe the full picture comes to be under the moon. This is a powerful time right now. So using that energy of support between the sun and the moon to balance out the light and the dark within self. Remember these two triangles we talked about, above and below? We're in a cycle right now of making the most of it. So consider how you can sit in your position as the Emperor, regardless of gender. Your position of power, your thoughts and actions create a direct link to what it is you're wanting to create here. This is pretty fantastic. And I kind of like that Spirit asked me to use Scary Terry for this one. So I will leave that with all of you. We will finish out tomorrow with the same deck to see what happens. And I hope this inspires you to kind of review what you're doing, feel into what feels aligned, get picky where you need to, allow others to just kind of float off wherever it needs to be and see what the universe brings back to you, because your frequency is creating this massive draw for your Ten of Pentacles, the everything card. So I'll leave that with you all. Happy Thursday, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.